in irreparable and career-altering fashion.
Right. Where he could never get over it and would have to be playing in China next summer.
That's what I would do because I love JoJo that much.
I would trade him to
the Grizzlies.
Oh, that'd be pretty bad. I'm trying to think. Well, so if he re-signed, then you have to wait a bit and then trade him actually back to the Timberwolves. I think would be.
He's going back to the Bulls,
honestly,
baby.
Max Kellerman on the Zach Lowe podcast.
I listened to that.
It was incredible. Yeah. By the way, I'm done listening to podcasts. I'm going to listen to terrestrial radio now because Max Kellerman was incredible. And
Max Kellerman's the best.
I was like, I haven't listened to Max Kellerman in like 10 years.
Oh, he's amazing.
And
I don't even know what he does
so
anymore.
Good.
What is he on?
I listened to, I don't know.
Yeah.
I listened to like Low Post, and I'm like, okay, he's doing what we're doing. He's speaking not well.
Very dry.
And he's just talking, and I like it. It's basketball.
Kellerman's a machine.
I heard Kellerman come on there. I was like, good God.
He is.
This guy's not doing what we're doing.
Broadcaster.
He took over Lowe's show and made a Zach Lowe show.
It was good.
Wet, bro.
But anyway, Kellerman had the idea, wouldn't it be hilarious if Markelle Fultz got really good this season, and just like on the Timberwolves gave Andrew Wiggins all of Jimmy Butler's money. He's like, that's my money. Why are you giving him a max contract? If then on the Sixers, they're like, you know what? Actually, we're going to max out Markelle Fultz. And then he also was punished by not receiving a max again for a much worse player. So I think that's Max Kellerman's answer to Philly Minnesota's hypothetical. That would be a pretty epic karmic.
Or you could give him herpes.
Or you could give him herpes. Shout out Dwayne Wade.
That's,
Young Hoover asks,
frogs and amphibians.
what do you think the favor LeBron called into the Suns front office for them to release Tyson Chandler was?
I mean, he has James Jones' number on speed dial. I called this on this show. This was my worst of the week.
Got it.
Chuck called this weeks ago.
He was going to, I'm surprised he didn't give up DeAndre Ayton.
Weeks
Could
ago.
have happened. I'm surprised.
I made a note, but yeah, weeks ago, Chuck said James Jones is now the GM of an NBA team.
He's a sleeper GM for the Lakers.
He's going to give the Lakers whatever they want. Our young whoever, I got a problem with your question, first of all.
Sure.
What do you think the favor LeBron called into the Suns front office for them? Like, no, the favor was give me Tyson Chandler.
We will take your guy.
What marker was he calling in? Like, why did James Jones owe him a favor? I mean, hello. He took him to 7 straight finals.
Hey, bro.
Like, he gave James Jones a job
Literally.
for 7 straight years. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, James Jones owed him.
And then quit basketball, and people are like, this guy's a champion. We need him in the front office.
Question answered.
Yeah.
Joe Yoder asks, if a Dinwiddie was a noun, what would it be?
A dribble off a leg or foot.
Oh, that's no.
No, that'd be an Adolf.
That's an Adolf.
A Dinwiddie.
A Dinwiddie.
So I think it's like what an
haven't said
Irish
Adolf in
or
a while.
Welsh person calls like a third of a beer. I'll have a Dinwiddie.
No, yeah.
I'll have a Dinwiddie of
Those
bitters.
are like a few fingers of whiskey's a Dinwiddie?
Yeah.
Right.
Like 3 fingers?
Right.
Yeah. It's 2
I almost-
fingers of whiskey.
A Dinwiddie.
It's 1 and
I
a half.
almost
Just
wanna-
a Dinwiddie.
2 fingers.
I kind of feel like it's like if you walk up to someone and just like poke them in the belly button and like swirl it around.
That's a
That's a
Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie.
If you ever do that to me.
I think it's, when you wear like new wool socks, and then when you take the socks off, there's like lint
Nah,
between
dude,
your
that's,
toes.
that's heart failure. Oh, I thought you were going to talk about my legs after I take socks off.
Oh no. No, it's
Why is there such an intention? And then you Google it. Oh, it's heart failure.
You have
Sweet
edema.
Jesus.
I have edema.
Oh, it's a Dinwiddie.
It's a Dinwiddie. That's it. That's better. That's better than what I thought it was going to be. I was just going to call it lint between
Well,
your
let's
toes.
get NBA on it. How about a really unexpected last-second shot by a player?
Oh, man. Or when the refs blow a call against you in the final 2 minutes.
Or
Probably a Dinwiddie.
Or the
He
guy.
has tears in his eyes.
John made me laugh, man.
I think a Dinwiddie.
John's a very funny guy,
That's
but
too real.
that got me with that.
Yeah, the edema
the
and
old
the heart
man,
failure.
the old man sock feet joke really got me.
Pretty good. A Dinwiddie could be the best player on a terrible team.
There, now we're talking.
Okay.
You watch your mouth, though. The Nets were good until they were cursed with the worst horrible injury thing ever. Anyway,
Oh,
let's
man.
Hey,
let's move on. Let's
that's a
move
good-
on.
Can we talk about that injury? Dislocated ankle? Okay, go ahead.
Let's save it. Those were our croissant questionnaires, our listener submitted questions from our Patreon supporters. If you want to submit your own questions, obviously you have to join us at patreon.com/fastbreak. Breakfast, if you're listening to this and you've listened to 10 other episodes, you owe us money.
Come out them pockets.
Come on now. Step on up.
Run that.
So yeah, for $3 you can join the Slack chat, which is awesome. It's actually, we think we have a ringer mole because everything we talk about in our Slack chat ends up on the ringer like 3 days later.
Yeah, it's true. Our
so
Slack chat's lit. It's
real good.
I learn everything about basketball from this podcast in the Slack chat. Like my insight comes from the people we talk to and you two guys.
Like we can't be experts on every team.
I'm not expert.
We're not experts on
nothing.
any team.
Yeah, so I'll check
our
in.
listeners,
So
they got
Landry
their teams.
Shamet for the Philadelphia 76ers should get extended tick after this trade with the second unit.
John, you got our Patreon producers pulled up. We got to thank some people.
Thank you for.
Well, also before John, while John gets the list together, we have John has been trying to reach a lot of you Patreon supporters.
Yeah. So check your Patreon messages because I know you guys that people don't like to give out their addresses.
Right, that's fair.
But if you guys respond to my pleas, my pay-ins, I will send you, especially if you've been with us I'm basically going to give you guys anniversary gifts. I've got them all packed up and ready to go. If you've been with us a year, you're going to get a special thank you note and package. And hey, I know you don't like to give out your address, but you know what you probably would like? A Keith Van Horn action figure.
There you go.
A used Indiana Pacers Ron Artest jersey.
So we
Take my basketball stuff.
We really wanted to give birthday gifts / anniversary gifts to the patrons who'd been with us for over a year and to keep doing it, but hilariously it turns out it's really hard to get people's addresses. We are a private entity, not even incorporated. We're not going to sell your addresses.
We got nobody to sell them to, man.
We're just trying to mail
I'm
you
not going to
gifts.
lie to you and tell you I wouldn't sell your addresses if I knew how. However, I don't know how.
Right. So if you can check your messages, check your spam filters. We're trying to get our Patreon supporters your physical mailing addresses. It can be a P.O. box. It can be care of the Late Late Show. But we're trying
send
to
it to your job or something.
We're trying to send you gifts.
And with that, let's thank our producer tier. This is the people who have been so gracious and so generous enough to give us $8 a month. Let's start, as always, with Kevin and Zach, the fabulous Solkowski brothers.
The Solkowski brothers.
Sam Slack Daddy Wilkinson.
Thank you, Sam.
Joe Stripper Bumps Yoder. Tony, no nicknames needed, Solicito.
OJ.
A-Lock Bahat. Chris. Death of a Salesman Howell.
What's up, Chris?
Viraf Nariman. Daman Rangula, the daddy.
That's the man.
Josh, son of Herb Herbertson. Ryan, Trustafarian Darling.
That's my boy.
Brian Morna Heinway.
Morning Way.
And Ian, token famous guy, Carmel.
He's so famous. He was just on the Late Late Show.
Thanks, you got to put him on. It reminded me of a Larry Sanders episode where like the head writer's like, let me do my stand up.
Come on.
We need a guy. Let me do my stand up. So I saw Ian doing his stand up on Late Late Show. So thanks, guys. There also that shout out to Chris Howell, one of our Nashville listeners,
Went to that watch party.
who comes to watch parties. That reminds me, if you're in the Nashville area. Tomorrow, we're talking on a Thursday. This comes out on Thursday. Friday night, back at Double Dog Sylvan Heights, we're having a watch party for the return of Dave Yeager, the Sacramento Kings versus the Memphis Grizzlies, 7 p.m. I'll be giving away
I don't think you're allowed to say Sacramento Kings without saying playoff bound anymore.
the playoff-bound Sacramento
Fifth
Kings.
seed.
They're no longer there.
No?
Anyway, Grizzlies, Kings, 7 p.m. at Double Dogs Sylvan Heights. We'll be giving away a bunch of Grizzly stuff. There's a new package of giveaways in the mail. I assume it'll get here by then, but even if it doesn't, we have shirts, we have hats, we have the incredible Super Grizz lunchbox, which there were bids of up to $50.
Man, people were trying to buy me.
They were trying to buy it.
I wish we had Grizz Huggies to give away.
Ooh, that's the new way.
Probably get that.
We can slap some stickers over the nipples of that Huggy that Chuck's wearing and give that away.
We should do it. Anyway, so Grizzlies watch party in Nashville on Friday, November 16th, 7 p.m. All right, steak and eggs, best thing. What's the best thing you saw?
My team still has Josh Richardson on it. The Jimmy Butler saga is over. I'm happy. Nothing about that trade did do anything but made me joyous, jump up and down, and giggle like a little girl because it didn't involve my team.
The Timberwolves done messed up. How did they not take the first-round pick and Josh Richardson?
I know.
Well, wasn't it just like Tibbs trying to get a little more and
Trying to
Riley
get
just being
more.
like,
No, there was a report he asked for $5 million. He was like, and $5 million. And Riley was
I believe Riley just screamed like a curse word at the top of his lungs and hung up.
He was like, "What if I give you a free ride on the Carnival penetration?"
The Carnival lack of consent.
That's a throwback.
As a throwback show. This grim augury that was hanging over a bunch of franchises.
Taught you well.
Yeah. Schadenfreude.
Stealing from John.
So there was
Landry Shaman.
So there was this
sartorial splendor.
my team. I think the Heat were affected by these trade talks because there was a lot of when you have a team that depends so much on culture and chemistry. Yeah, I said it. They have to culture. It messes people up when they're like, "Hey, I might not be here next week."
Take a culture off that mic screen.
We should do get a swab
Screen. Greg Popovich.
But yeah, now I don't have to worry about it anymore, and everything else can work out fine. And plus, the Sixers lost to the Magic.
We argued about
so
this.
It works. They suck now.
We argued about this weeks ago.
Florida.
Would you trade Josh Richardson for Jimmy Butler? And we were split on it.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck was a 9.
I think Chuck was kind of like, okay, I will trade for. I thought you were kind of okay with Jimmy Butler.
I think
he didn't want to trade Richardson.
I didn't want to trade him.
Obviously, no. But some of the bloom came off that rose of Jimmy Butler even more in the last few weeks.
Yeah,
right.
Although I still feel like
right? Is that the?
I still feel like are you talking about clitori? I don't know.
I don't know. That might be a sexual joke.
I still feel like the Timberwolves got nothing for him, essentially.
A shark could be
They're now saying we cleaned up our salary cap. No, you didn't.
They didn't.
I mean, you're pitching yourself, all right, we didn't pay Jimmy Butler. That's what we got out of. It's well, just don't pay Jimmy Butler. They didn't get any future assets. Getting Dario and Covington, I think, is good. Their roster makes more sense now. If Wiggins, who has a 5-year max extension, if he's going to be on your team, it makes sense to clear out that space around him of Jimmy Butler. I mean, it's fine.
Man, being a Wolves fan must be miserable though now, because now you're
they're so happy though it's over. They're just so happy.
Right.
But you
the divorce is done.
You look right down the road and you're like, oh, what if we had traded Wiggins instead of Levine? What if we had? I mean, they still have Andrew Wiggins staring them in the face all the time.
Wiggins has been getting steals and blocks and assists.
How's it been playing
this year a little bit?
How's it been playing since the trade?
Just one game or two games they've won.
I mean, Andrew Wiggins sucks.
I didn't see the Wednesday night game.
Rock chalk and all, but Andrew Wiggins blows.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for Timberwolves.
They're not going to win a lot of games.
I
know they've won 2 since then. I'm sure they feel great.
I'm interested into what the chemistry in the locker room is now with Jimmy gone.
It's got to be better.
There's
better.
all those old Bulls that I would assume would have been on Jimmy's side.
You got to get rid of Thibodeau still. I mean, he can't be around.
And Thibodeau and all his people. So you got Deng, you've got Taj Gibson. All of them, I would assume, would have loyalty to Tibbs.
Legit forgot Luol Deng was alive.
I'm sad that apparently it looks like Tibbs is never going to play Anthony Tolliver again. I was enjoying.
Oh yeah, Tolliver didn't play.
I was enjoying the Tolliver experience.
I mean, but Jeff Teague came back because Jeff Teague was hurt too.
Yeah,
they were on a road trip and Jeff Teague was hurt. They were supposed to lose these games.
Right.
They lost the game. So I don't know. I mean, the Timberwolves are good.
Timberwolves are good.
Well, they're not good. They're fine. They're an okay team. That kind of goes to my steak and eggs, which is we're a month into the season. It looks like the Western Conference might have a 14-team playoff race. Every team is in the playoff picture.
Except
the
Kings.
Suns. The Kings were the 5 seed, and you lost a couple in a row. Their shooting regressed a little bit, and they slid back out. Every team is kind of good.
Three games separate 14 and 3 in the West.
Yeah,
so that's if it continues like that, and everybody's kicking each other's butt. Nobody's really, but everybody at the top is going incredible, insane. Their last 10. Golden State's won a bunch. Portland's won 7 in the last 10.
The Nuggets, started 9-1. They've lost 4 in a row since I went on Locked On Nuggets. They have not won a game. They're falling back to the pack. It's like the Jazz are up and down. I mean, I don't know Jazz.
Wow, we could do a whole podcast on
I
the
hate
Jazz.
to be the bane of progress, Batman, but the Rockets aren't going to stay down at the bottom.
Yeah.
The Rockets
these bad teams aren't going to keep winning. I think we're going to see the wheat and the chaff separate quite a bit again.
So I think obviously we would guess that the Kings are going to fall out of the playoff race, even though they did have such an awesome start.
Keith, you're excited about the Timberwolves and saying they're okay, like they're almost last.
Well, they had that big road trip and they're winning their games at home. I just